Welcome to another edition of the Business and Personal Podcast, where we bring you closer to the people you do business with or entrepreneurs doing awesome things out there. And that is Marc Alexander to a T for sure. Full of energy and always full of great ideas. So Marc Alexander of Light Rays is joining us here. Marc, thanks so much for joining us today.
It is an honor and pleasure to be here, my good friend. Love the podcast, love the exposure you get, and love the fact that you amplify amazing leaders around the country, my friend.
Well, it's your turn on this platform. And, we were talking recently about kind of a pain point that there's really not anybody that can help nonprofits with everything that they need to do. You got to always kind of piecemeal it together, and it's hard for them to have the staffs to do that. So you're possibly coming up with an idea to solve that problem.
Absolutely. Not only coming up, we've created a solution to that. But before I tell your amazing listeners about what we created, let me explain the why behind it. So, of course, before I became a tech entrepreneur, and I'm still at heart a servant leader entrepreneur. So my first ever business I started, Ryan, Youth of Tomorrow. It was an innovative educational program that allows students to get exposure to career paths like engineering, science, data analytics, even sports. And we wanted to make sure our young people were set up for success as early as elementary. Now, what happened on this journey is, as an early stage nonprofit, we had to leverage what they call a fiduciary. So you can go after these large grants, but they will help manage and maintain the funds, keep you within compliance. But unfortunately, at that time, the organization who served that role for us was not staying in compliance. They wasn't being very transparent, and we lost 90% of our funding within a matter of weeks. And it put us in that challenging spot where we unfortunately had to sunset the organization and scale back. Now, the reason I share that, because years later, as we now shift and focus on building resource for nonprofits, those same fragile pain points still exist. A lot of nonprofits are smaller teams. They're doing more and more with less and less, as well as they're looking to fundraise and scale up. There's so many levels of compliancy you have to make sure your organization is maintaining. If you have a 501c3, which is your tax exempt status, you have to make sure you're filing key documentations every single year, not just with the federal government, but the state as well, to stay in compliance. And all it takes is for something to fall through the cracks and the organization forget. And the thing I've learned, and as we've traveled the country talking to amazing servant leaders, is right now you have to get a piece of resources here, some technology here, and you're constantly gluing in a bunch of things. But when you think about how important nonprofits are, it should be one place that any nonprofits can go, no matter if you're doing your first donation, you're just starting, or you're scaling an organization where you're set up for success. And Ryan, my friend, that place is Light Rays. So we're building great tools. Not only can you fundraise, you can stay compliant. You can make sure you have a donor system or CRM, which is going to be very key for organizations to have, as well as other tools. So we don't only help you grow, but we're a strategic partner to grow with you.
No, it's absolutely perfect. And yeah, being part of a nonprofit myself, I'm living all those pain points that you're talking about. It's just always hard to have that manpower. So you'd love to be able to do it on your own, but it's important to have a third party to come in there. So, something we're struggling with is as simple as maybe a monthly or quarterly newsletter. We're trying to figure out how often to do it. Is that something that you plan on being able to help out with as well?
Yes, absolutely. So that's one of those tools as well, because you're absolutely right. When you're wearing multiple hats, sometimes you might forget one, what they would say is a regular task, but it's very critical. Updating your donors, send out the newsletters, and make sure people hear the amazing things you're doing. And that's something we help with as well. Not only do we help with you send out the newsletter, but give you a good start on how to craft it, because some people are great operators, but they're not great content creators. And that's where we realize we can take that burden off, because as much as I love operation finance, if you sit me down and say, Mark, I need you to come up with 5 amazing posts, I'm going to say, oh my goodness, just give me a spreadsheet so I can look at the finances. That'll be great. So that's where we realize there are so many hats that have to be worn. And guess what? You can now put that hat on Light Raise, and we help you raise more, scale more, but simple.
With the beauty of technology too, you're not just necessarily only able to work with people locally. Do you plan on being able to work with people anywhere with this?
Yeah, so we do have some global clients right now, but here's one very important component we realize is the world we call it white glove service. We call it availability. So yes, we have tech enabled platforms and stacks, but if someone needs to talk to a person, you don't have to worry about going through the screaming on the phone. I want to talk to a person, yelling at the bot. We realize you have to have that human component because, as you know, being in the nonprofit world, relationships are key. And the one thing you don't want to do with your nonprofit, that's your baby, is you trust this new partner, and then it takes you months, if not years, to get a hold of a human being, because we are the closest connections. A lot of the people we serve, whether it's communities, family, or some organizations, are young people, and they realize the importance of that direct contact. So that's something unique we bring to the table as well, because it's an important value in any organization that's serving leaders.
And when you're looking at the types of nonprofits that you're going to be working with, I would imagine there's really no limits there. What do you think about on that aspect of it?
Absolutely. So we work with any and all organization, no matter your focus, your size, or even the amount of funding you're currently bringing in, because there are going to be similar and unique pain points at every single level. So even if you are someone that says, you know what, I want to do something bigger than myself, I'm called to do something great, I just don't know where to start, we are going to be that ground zero now. So helping you get incorporated, help you set up your bylaws, because there's a lot of steps you have to do before you open your doors. Yes, you can do what they call grassroots efforts, some initiatives, but if you're looking to go and make this into an actual business, from the filing your articles of incorporation, you're filing the EIN number, and so more that go along that process, we are now that partner that helps you every step of the way. So no matter your size, no matter where you're at in your journey, Light Raise is here to help you out.
That's awesome to know. So someone, if they had the idea but hadn't done a single thing with it yet, you could help them from the very beginning, or if they're in the middle of it, you could pick up where they're at and help take it from there.
Yes, and you bring up two very important points. One I want to share is this year we're kicking off, I know Friday, our Grow Initiative. So we're working with a lot of amazing nonprofits locally and nationally to do those same exact things. So whether you're getting connected with legal counsel, amazing marketers, or even just people who have been there where they're at to give them insights on how to scale, we now have experts they can tap into. But going back to that second point in which you mentioned, that is going to be our unique sweet spot. How can we help them every step of the way? Because even as an entrepreneur, you get to the next level, there are things that you just don't know that you don't know unless someone tells you. So now we're going to be that person, the organization, and partner to tell you every step of the way.
This definitely sounds fantastic. And again, living on this side of it, I know how valuable this service is going to be for a lot of people. Where can they reach out to get started and learn more about this, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. So the easiest place to find more out about our organization is lightraise.com. That's LITE raise, RAISE.com. And of course, I am usually all over the place. So if you see me, whether it's at the grocery store, on stage at the conference, or just walking through the community, please do not hesitate to come up and say, hey, I have a question. I need more help, because we are servant leaders. And if we can't help each other out, then we are in a very bad spot. So visit us at lightraise.com. If you see me somewhere in public, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Yeah, I can tell you, if you follow Mark on social media, you can tell the man is just about everywhere all the time. He's he never rests. He never rests, from what I can tell. So, Mark, just an awesome idea, and let's definitely have you on down the road to kind of get an update on how things are going. But hopefully, this can connect you with some nonprofits that need some help.
Beautiful. And again, I thank you for everything you do, amplifying the voice of those who need to be heard, but as well sharing the amazing stories of amazing people around the country. So Ryan, thank you for this amazing opportunity to be on the podcast today.